Hi. Can you see that down there? I'm sorry, here we go. Can you see that? Can you see what I'm doing there? I'm pushing something side to side here. Well, what I'm doing right now is I'm opening the hood of this truck with a special tool. Okay, there's the end of the tool. It's a specially made jimmy tool. Okay, and you see I grab the end of this tool here and I can manipulate it and I can put it in there, and what you're looking at down there, that's the back of the hood lock, and you can probably see the cable there, and you can see this is the lever that releases the hood lock. If you see the cable there and you see my tool is pushing this lever. And what this is for, this tool is made to open this hood in the event that the cable breaks and then you're locked out. If your if your internal hood lock, which goes to the interior of the vehicle, and someday that cable breaks, you're locked out. You're kind of up shit creek if you don't have some other way to get in there. Well, here's the thing. Normally, these trucks have the hood lock is exposed, and it's nothing. All you have to do is get yourself a screwdriver, and you can just reach right in there. But you can see on my truck, there's a security cover. This whole thing is blocked off, and that's to defeat that because a thief can get under the hood and disable your alarm system, things like that. It's just a way in that I've blocked off, and so I put a cover on that. And in order to have that cover, if you can see down in there, that cover goes all the way across the bottom. I don't know if you can see that, but it goes all the way across the bottom, across the sides, across the top. It has just enough opening to allow the hood latch to operate, but it's pretty well, it's blocked off from any kind of attack from the front with a screwdriver. And I did that on purpose, and because the bottom is blocked off, there's no more lever down here. And ordinarily there's a lever that you move from side to side right here, and that lever can't be there. I cut it off, and what's in its place, there's a little pull. There's just a little, this is like a little rubber handle that just kind of sits in there, kind of unobtrusive, but it's there. And what happens when I pull that, that's what releases the safety catch. And that's basically made with zip ties, and there's a special little kind of fair lead that guides it through there with a nice smooth surface. And I've reinforced it here at the attachment point. A little bit of plastic welding was applied there and everything. And this works fine too. It doesn't give me any trouble. I've had that in place for well over a decade, and so that solves the problem of the hood latch being open to any kind of an attack from a screwdriver. Okay, but then creates another problem. What if your cable breaks? Now you got to have some way to get in. There's got to be some kind of a backup. So I did that. I made this little rod here, and this little jimmy rod, I don't know if you can see in there. All right, but you see how I've got that jimmy rod. There's just enough space that it can, I don't think you can see that, but anyway, forget it. Anyway, take my word for it. There's just enough space behind there to get this rod in there. I'll take it out. I'll take it out now. And it just comes out of there like that. And so, that's what the tool looks like. And it's just custom made. I just sat here and solved the problem. I bent something up until it has the right shape and the right kind of geometry. And the thing is, yeah, you can still jimmy it, but you've got to have this tool. You pretty much got to have this tool. So I can keep this tool around if I ever need it. I probably won't, but it could come up. So you got to have some kind of a plan for that. So there it is, and if a thief wants to get in there, well, he's not going to have a tool like that. So that takes care of that. And I've got some other anti-theft hardening. For example, it is known that there's a pretty easy way to just take a screwdriver with a hammer, a sharp screwdriver, and punch your way in right at the edge of this lock. And you just kind of punch right through the edge of the sheet metal there. It's not really that thick, and a sharp screwdriver can punch in there, and then you can just manipulate the door lock and open the door. Well, you can't do that on this truck because I have a plate inside of here that it's made out of much thicker metal and hardens that up against that attack. So anybody who tries that on this truck, they're going to find themselves frustrated. It's not going to work. Okay, and I've got the same thing here too. The same. It covers the whole bottom of these handles, because with these handles you're not after the key lock. Okay, with these handles you're after the rod. There's a rod, that goes through there to go to the to the lock buttons that unlock the door on the inside, and there's a rod passing through there. And so I've got a plate inside of here that protects that rod. So basically that punch a hole attack on these doors that it's known to exist. Well, that attack won't work on my doors, so it's hardened up against that. And then the hood latch is hardened and protected. The doors are hardened and protected. And then there's also a known jimmy problem on this here too, and I don't know if you can see that. If you see, there's a plate on the inside of here, and that's an anti-jimmy plate, because it's actually not too hard to get inside of here and just jimmy this lock, turn it from the back of the lock with some kind of a screwdriver or tool similar like that. And if you see my finger, and it's right up against the plate there, and maybe you can see it, but that plate blocks that attack. And so the guy who comes and tries that is going to find himself frustrated. And yeah, I know there's still lots of ways. There's still lots of ways to get in, and they can break the glass and everything. But I do have an alarm system with two very loud sirens. There's one there and another one there, redundant sirens. The second one is very loud, and it has glass breakage. Basically, if you even take a metal object and tap it on the glass, it has a microphone, and it listens for that frequency. If it hears a metal object tapping on the glass at all, it'll set off the alarm. And it doesn't, shock doesn't bother it. You can punch and pound on it with soft objects, but if it hears hard metal click on that glass, it'll set the alarm off. So yeah, there's still lots of ways, but it's been hardened. I've also installed a kill switch in there too, because I had to bypass the pass lock system anyways. So instead of completely defeating the pass lock system, I just wired it up to a kill switch so that I can just engage it, because the pass lock system, what it does is it shuts the fuel. It shuts the fuel pump off if conditions aren't met with a certain resistance from a Hall effect circuit that is mounted in the key switch. And if that goes flaky on you, you bypass it. You can just install a resistor in there, and then it just makes that resistance present for you all the time, and so your engine will always start no matter what happens to the key switch, because it's been defeated. But well, what I decided to do was put a little toggle switch in there and hide it in a clever place, and then I can turn that toggle switch off, and then, well, it's the same thing. The pass lock system is engaged. It doesn't matter what he does, even if he's got a copy key, it's not going to start. Not until he finds that kill switch, and maybe he'll find it, maybe he won't. But like I said, it's just a hardening against an attack. So yeah, that's some little security enhancements I've done. So just want to share that. Thanks for watching. So long.